In the remote village of Erin, there lived a girl named Lyra, known for her playful nature and whispered talent, the ability to command the winds. Her powers were a source of both admiration and suspicion among the villagers, who treated her both as a blessing and an omen. One fateful evening, the tranquility of Erin was shattered as the Emperor's soldiers stormed in, flames engulfing the village. Lyra, barely surviving the attack, watched as her home was reduced to ashes. The devastation ignited a fierce desire for revenge within her heart. Driven by vengeance, Lyra embarked on a journey to challenge the Empire. Along her path, she learned to refine her powers, shaping gentle breezes into fierce tempests. She became a protector of those who suffered under the Empire's tyrannical rule, and whispers of the Wind Dancer spread across the land. As Lyra approached the capital, an unexpected ally joined her, a scholar named Eric from a distant land, who recognized the true nature of her abilities. Eric revealed that her power stemmed from an ancient lineage, a forgotten bond with the elemental spirits that had once protected the world. Intrigued and surprised, Lyra delved deeper into her heritage, realizing that her quest for vengeance was not merely a personal mission but connected to a larger destiny. The Empire's expansion was linked to a centuries-old prophecy that foretold of a windbringer who would restore balance to the earth. Eric guided Lyra through forgotten rituals, awakening her latent powers. Lyra learned to harness the winds not just as a weapon of destruction, but as a healing force to cleanse and harmonize the land. Her understanding transcended personal vendettas, and she started seeing the Empire's soldiers not just as enemies, but as pawns trapped in a cycle of violence. When Lyra finally confronted the Emperor, her approach was not of destruction but of change. The winds circled her in a gentle embrace as she made her final stand, a dance of elegance and power that called forth the spirit elements across the realm. Her act of compassion unraveled the Emperor's ambition, revealing his own humanity and ending the bloodshed. Through the dance of the winds, Lyra had avenged her village, not through violence, but by bringing peace and understanding, reshaping the Empire's future and embracing her destiny as the true Windbringer. In a realm where the supernatural intertwines with reality, legend spoke of a supernatural warrior known only as the Soul Hunter. This enigmatic figure was tasked by the universe to hunt down and capture guilty souls that dared to escape their judgment, thereby maintaining the balance of life and death in the world. On a fog-drenched night, the Soul Hunter received whispers from the winds and shadows, guiding him to his next quarry. The city was dark, succumbed to the eerie calm of night, but the Soul Hunter, clad in ethereal armor and wielding a spectral chain, navigated the labyrinth of streets with a sense of purpose and duty. Each step he took echoed in the silence, alerting the very spirits he sought. As he closed in on a notorious escapee, the soul of a cruel tyrant who once took delight in the suffering of others, the Soul Hunter's resolve was unshakable. He thrived in his calling, or so he believed. But just as he was about to trap the tyrant's soul, a peculiar tremor rippled through him, something unfamiliar and unsettling. The soul before him paused, its spectral eyes seemingly recognizing the disturbance. Intrigued and slightly unnerved, the Soul Hunter continued his mission. Yet, as he captured more wayward souls, the haunting feeling grew stronger, accompanied by fragmented visions, images of forgotten places, of a life not quite familiar, yet undeniably his own, flashed in his mind. Each vision left him with questions he couldn't ignore. In his pursuit of truth, the Soul Hunter confronted the ancient oracle, a being of profound wisdom. "Why do I feel these tremors? What is my true nature?" he asked. The oracle, with eyes that seemed to pierce through time itself, responded, "A hunter must first know himself before he can understand his prey." The revelation struck him like lightning. He was one of the very souls he hunted. Torn between his imposed duty and newfound identity, he faced an internal struggle. Was his existence a balance to be maintained, or a paradox that could unravel the very fabric of the universe? Ultimately, the soul hunter made a choice. He would embrace his true nature, balancing his role as both guardian and hunted, understanding that the duality within him was what truly maintained equilibrium. And as he continued his eternal hunt, he carried within him a deeper purpose of understanding, forgiveness, and the eternal quest for balance. In the cold embrace of the Atlantic, where currents danced and creatures whispered, existed a forgotten lore of a city submerged beneath the relentless waves. Known only in obscure legends and ancient texts, this city, called Namur, was said to rise every 500 years, exposing its shimmering spires and intricate temples to the daylight above. In the year 2523, the world stood on the brink of great change. Technology had advanced beyond imagination, and humanity's thirst for knowledge had never been stronger. Still, the people's focus returned to an ancient puzzle whispered in backstreet alleys and grandiose academic halls alike, the prophecy of Namur's return. Leading the charge of this tidal wave of curiosity was Dr. Alara Morris, a renowned oceanographer. Dedicated to unraveling the mysteries of the deep, her obsession with the lost city had consumed her life. For Alara, the prophecy was more than mere myth. It was an impending reality that could either enlighten humanity or bring it to ruin. On the 15th day of September, the seas trembled with a force unseen for generations. Across the globe, seismographs recorded the movements of a city breaking free from its watery tomb. Alara was aboard the research vessel, Poseidon's Quest, ribboning the ocean's surface in frantic anticipation as Namur's spires broke through the watery ceiling. As the city's full grandeur rose into view, a collective gasp echoed across the world. Media outlets broadcasted the event live, showing the impossible sights, crystalline towers that glistened in the sun. However, it was Alara's discovery that sent shockwaves beyond Namur's visual splendor. Deep within the main temple, she uncovered a vault containing time-worn scrolls. Their contents revealed secrets potent enough to shatter civilizations, conspiracies that ran threads through time, rebounding into current events and humanity's future. Governments scrambled to claim the knowledge, while Alara stood torn between revealing these truths or safeguarding humanity against the potential for devastation. As Namur began its inevitable descent back into the depths, society faced a pivotal choice. To seek hidden wisdom or remain blissfully ignorant. As she watched the waves calm, she knew the world awaited her decision. In a land shrouded in mystery and ancient legends, nestled deep within the heart of the Darkwood Forest, lay an artifact like no other, the Cursed Mirror. Forged by the hands of a forgotten sorcerer, its surface gleams with an ominous beauty, reflecting not mere appearances, but the darkest truths of those who dare gaze upon it. The legend of the mirror spread throughout the kingdoms, whispered in hushed tones by storytellers around campfires. It was said that the mirror revealed the soul's most chilling secrets, truths that were sometimes deadly enough to drive men to madness or ruin their lives. Hearing of its terrifying power, King Armand, the ruler of the prosperous kingdom of Arundel, sought to possess the mirror, dreaming of controlling his neighbors through their hidden shames and fears. He summoned his trusted advisor, a cunning sorcerer named Malachar, to aid him in this quest. Unbeknownst to the king, Malachar had his own ambitions. He desired the mirror to amplify his own powers, dreaming of becoming the world's most feared warlock. As King Armin's soldiers scoured the lands, waging battles and forging fragile alliances, whispers of the king's quest reached the ears of others. Among them was Queen Alara of the Kingdom of Vexlot, a wise and noble ruler known for her exceptional ability to manipulate perception and truth. More than ever, she desired to find the mirror before it fell into the wrong hands, especially that of Malachar. The forest was perilous, riddled with mazes of thorny vines and mythical beasts. Yet, both Armand and Alara pressed forward, driven by ambition and the desire to outwit one another. As they delved deeper into the heart of the forest, the power of the mirror called to them, each dreaming of what they might achieve. Their final confrontation in the shadowy grove, where the mirror rested, would decide the fate of their kingdoms. As the mirror was unveiled, the true test unfolded, not in wielding its power against one another, but in facing the truths it revealed within themselves. In an unexpected twist, it was the mirror itself that had the final say, tethering their fates to its reflections and dark truths. The cursed artifact had no master, for its power was a double-edged sword, a reminder of the ancient sorcerer's final lesson. True power comes not from revealing truths, but understanding and accepting them, even the darkest ones. The mirror returned to silence, once again hidden within the depths of the Darkwood, awaiting the next soul brave enough, or foolish enough, to gaze into its cursed depths. In a quaint, forgotten town at the edge of nowhere, a dense fog perpetually lingered. Inside the dusty shelves of an antiquated bookstore, a peculiar leather-bound tome rested for years, unnoticed by the passers-by. This relic was known as the Book of Forgetting, rumored to erase the memories of anyone whose name was inscribed within its pages. One afternoon, the town's solitude was broken by the presence of Alara, a wanderer with no memory of her past. Her footsteps were uncertain, guided by an instinct she didn't understand. She entered the old bookstore, seeking refuge from the fog and the cold seeping through her bones. As Alara browsed the books, her hand was irresistibly drawn to the peculiar tome. Something about its worn cover and mysterious aura called to her deeply. She opened it, compelled by a strange sense of familiarity. On the book's first page, a note written in elegant script read, "To remember, one must first forget." Alara felt the weight of those words, an unsettling pull from deep within her subconscious. Driven by an impulse she couldn't resist, Alara reached for a quill and ink. She hesitated as the fog of missing memories clouded her thoughts. Then, almost instinctively, she began to write a name. Her hand trembled as the name, Alara, appeared on the page, ink gliding smoothly over the parchment. In an instant, a rush of images flooded her mind, disoriented memories unraveling like a long-forgotten tale. With each passing moment, Alara glimpsed flashes of childhood laughter, the warmth of her mother's embrace, and the piercing grief of a younger brother lost to a distant war. The memories were hazy yet vibrant, highlighting fragments of a past she yearned to reclaim but feared. But something unexpected happened. Instead of forgetting more with each memory surfacing, she began recalling pieces of herself. As if the book reacted not with its typical erasing magic, but by allowing her to remember what she had long forgotten. Alara realized that the Book of Forgetting hadn't erased her as she feared. Instead, it had preserved her past, kept it dormant until the rightful time when she needed it to understand who she truly was. The very magic that erased for others had reconciled her with her own identity, mending the shattered pieces of her existence. As she closed the tome, the fog outside seemed to lift slightly, revealing a path she hadn't seen before. The path beckoned her towards a new beginning. With the Book of Forgetting in hand, Alara stepped out into the clearing light, ready to embrace the life she had almost forgotten.